I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. I want to be the Pokemon World Champion. I want to qualify for the Pokemon World Championships. I want to win a VGC Regional. I want to top cut a VGC Regional. I want to go to VGC Regionals. I want to become a competitive battler once Pokemon Sword and Shield Generation 8 comes out. These are all things that I've heard. People have been saying this stuff for years, and I've been hearing people say the same type of I want to be like story for the longest time. And because Sword and Shield is coming out in a few months, and I hear this almost every single day, I decided to make a video where I can give you guys some steps, some tips to actually make those I wanna bees become a reality. So before we even get into the video, right? Before we even get into the video, what I want you to do, if you want to play this little game with us and hopefully learn something from this video that will help you in your competitive Pokemon endeavors, I want you to let me know in the comment section, leave a comment, right, with what your Pokemon dream is for Sword and Shield. Do you want to just become a competitive battler and learn more about the scene? Do you want to go to the official, like, regional events? Do you want to qualify for the World Championships? Do you want to become the World Champion? Or do you just want to win with your favorites? Leave a comment in the comments section below telling me, and everyone else that's going to be able to see these, what you want to do in Pokemon. And hopefully by the end of this video, I'll have given you enough tips to where you can actually, like, make that a reality. Like, I want to, and we're actually going to, like, come back to your comment later on in the video, and we're going to, like, self-address it and other stuff like that. So leave those comments. We're going to be coming back to them later, and, you know, just to get the ball rolling, I'm going to say what my dream is. My dream for my accomplishments in Sword and Shield, it's not so grand as you would expect. You know, you would expect me, because I'm so good, right? You would expect me to be like, I want to win the World Championships. Incorrect. I would like to top cut a regional. Just one. I just want to top cut a regional. And, you know, you're probably thinking to yourself, like, you're lowballing yourself a little bit. You've top cut a bunch of regionals. Why don't you shoot a little bit higher? Well, the reason why we're just shooting to top cut a regional as my dream is winners. Right? This is going to be like a main part of this whole discussion, guys. Winners deal with facts and not dreams. Winners deal with facts and not dreams. Now, this is going to sound like, it sounds really harsh, right? It sounds really, really harsh. Like, your whole life you've heard, like, I have a dream, and if you dream it, you can do it, and, like, don't let your dreams be dreams. You've heard those things growing up your whole life, and so when I say winners, people that are good at stuff, deal with the facts and not with the dreams, it comes off a bit harsh. I can completely agree. But remember, my dream for this season is to top cut a regional. And based on the facts, that is an appropriate dream for the current level of commitment that I put in. So to better explain the whole, like, winners deal with facts, not dreams discussion, we're going to use a little bit of an analogy. Now, this does not really apply to Pokemon, but it's going to really sell my point here. It's going to really sell my point, and then after that, we'll apply it to Pokemon. But let's take a man. You got a regular man, except for he's not that regular. This man has no arms and no legs. There's a word for it, but I don't remember what it is. No arms, no legs in this man. But it's his dream. It's his dream to win a triathlon. Now, triathlon, for those of you guys don't know, are like a sporting event where you have to, like, swim and bike and run, and it's some of the most grueling, like, few days or whatever. They last, like, a long time. It's like a really, really grueling competition. And this man with no arms and no legs, no matter how determined he is, no matter how dedicated or how passionate or how much he dreams it, he just can't do it. And that doesn't necessarily not make him a winner. It just means that his dream is not based in the facts, and so it can't become a reality. Now, that guy can be plenty good at other stuff. He can be a great person. He can be a great part of the triathlon community. He can do everything to support the triathlons. He can help like set up the triathlon so like other people can do it. He can still compete. Like there's probably things that he can still do to compete. But at the end of the day, he's not winning the triathlon. His dream can never become a reality because it's not based in facts. How does this apply to you? Obviously, you have both your arms and both your legs. How does this apply to you? How does this apply to Pokemon? Well, the good news is because you have both your arms and both your legs, and because we are playing a video game, you can compete, like you can accomplish your dream. And my webcam is like freaking out. There we go. All right. There we go. Yeah, you guys can accomplish your dreams, right? You can, whatever you left in that comment section, you want to be competitive battle, you want to do the world championship. Those are all things that are 100% possible for you. It's totally possible, no matter how big or small. Like I mean, someone probably said something like, "I want to win the Pokemon World Championships with Pidove." If anyone said something like that, I don't know if that one's as possible, but it's more possible to do something like that than to win a triathlon with no arms and no legs, isn't it? Anything's possible in a video game if you want to work at it and work harder than everyone else, to an extent. So, actually, even if you had no arms and no legs, you could still become Pokemon, like, world champion. You just got to use, like, your nose to select your moves. It's not even that hard. It's pretty easy. Someone will do it eventually. But yeah, like I was saying, whatever your goal is, it's completely possible. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to help give you guys some steps so you can take your dreams, get the facts behind your dreams, and because you have the facts, then your dreams become reality. The way this is going to work is, a lot of people think like, I have this dream and I'm going to do it and I'm going to follow it. But what they don't do is they don't go and they don't put themselves in the situations for those dreams to happen. Like dreams, in my opinion, are something that happen once you create the right environment. Once you create the facts, once you have the prerequisite for your dreams fulfilled, then they can actually come to fruition. So if someone said, for example, they say they want to win the Pokemon World Championships, what's one thing you have to do to become the Pokemon World Champion? Well, the easiest thing you have to do, like maybe not the easiest, but the most simple base requirement to being the Pokemon World Champion is you have to be at the Pokemon World Championships. And you're like, that's obvious. You have to be at the Pokemon World Championships to be the champion. Do you know how hard it is? You don't just drive there. To become the Pokemon World Champion, you're going to need to qualify for the Pokemon World Championships. To qualify for the Pokemon World Championships, you're going to have to go to regionals, mid-season showdowns, premier challenges. You are going to have to fly all over the world going to internationals. You're going to have to compete through like, day 1 and day 2 of Worlds just to put yourself in a situation where you can even compete for it, right? And going to regionals is another thing. To get enough CP to qualify for Worlds, you have to go to the events, right? You have to actually go. That's the thing. I've known so many players who have been like tier 1 players who I know for a doubt have the skill to become world champion. And in whatever game they're playing, Smash Brothers, Street Fighter, Pokemon, like everything. I know players that have had the skills to do it, but what they don't have is the facts of them actually being at the venues. Now you guys can say like, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time. What this is going to do, this video is going to do, is it's going to help you guys realize the priorities you need to take to actually put yourself into positions where your dreams can actually like happen based off the facts. So like I said, world champion, you have to be at the venue. To be at that venue, you have to have said qualified for the world championships. To qualify for the world championships, you have to go to internationals all over the world. To be on a level where you're flying all over the world, you have to actually do well at regionals. To do well at regionals, you should probably be doing good at mid-season showdowns. To do good at mid-season showdowns, you should probably actually play premier challenges, which is like the lowest level events that there's actually are for Pokemon tournaments. Once you're doing good and going to your local premier challenges to learn how to play the game competitively, and I don't just want to say that like you need to go to premier challenge to learn the meta, you need to go to premier challenges to learn how Pokemon tournaments work. Pokemon tournaments aren't like Smash tournaments. They're not like baseball tournaments. They're not like any other competitive tournament because you need to understand the way like pairings work, rounds work. You need to understand the algorithms that go along with what you need to top cut. They're not even like card tournaments. They're very, very niche, and I've played a lot of different games, and Pokemon tournaments are their own monster, and if you want to be like competitive, you're going to have to go to these events like a lot. You're going to have to fail at these events a lot to actually get good enough to then do well with them and then move on to the next level, which is mid-seasons, then regionals, then nationals, and what have you. But yeah, let's say you're not even at that level. Let's say you're not even going to Premier Challenges. What can you be doing to make your dream of becoming world champion a reality? What you can actually be doing is practicing. Practice, the golden rule. Practice makes everything perfect. And there's a difference between practicing, like rehearsing, and like having like really good practice, right? So what a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm just gonna ladder with I'm a ladder with like Staraptor because like I really like Staraptor. And there's nothing wrong with Staraptor, but like, is Staraptor practice gonna get you at the World Championships? And sure, it might be more fun to play with Staraptor or play with Pokemon that you like or think are really good, but unless you realistically, like at your core, have the facts that can support that Pokemon and that practice, that time you're dedicating to that, unless you can support the facts that say what you're doing is a productive effort into manifesting your dream, whatever it may be. Like your dream may be to just like, I like using Staraptor, I want to use Staraptor more next season, I'm going to play with Staraptor. But if your dream is to become like a regional champion, I don't know if Staraptor practice is going to help you. You might actually have to have more facts that say like, well, Staraptor's really good in XY matchups. People don't see it coming. And if I use Staraptor, I can get to like a 17, 18, 1900 rating on Pokemon Showdown or Battle Spot. And in doing so, that will help me fight against better opponents. Fighting against better opponents will help me practice more. So when I go to Premier Challenges, mid-seasons, regionals, internationals, I am a better player overall. It's about the long con. It's about the grind. It's about the grind. And so you actually have to think about that. You can't just play on free battle spot. Not to say that playing on free battle spot's wrong. I play on free battle spot too, but look at my goals. My goals are to top cut a regional. My goals are not to win the championships. I would say because of my goals are scaled back a little bit, I am afforded a little bit more luxury than someone who has much higher aspirations. So depending on where your aspirations are, you have to actually think, is the time you're dedicating to practice becoming perfect practice? Is it actually dedicated practice time? Are you sitting there with notes? Are you sitting there with like spreadsheets, doing everything you possibly can, absorbing every single thing, watching every single one of your replays? Are you doing that? If you're not doing that and you have these goals, I'm only here to tell you that your dreams and your goals of being something that you're not are only going to get further away if you don't take the steps to like bring them into like a factual reality. So I don't really know like what else I really have to say in this video other than you can do it. I have complete faith. We have resources for people to get better at the game. We have a very, very active Discord. There is a link in the description to our Discord. If you want to get better at Pokemon for Sword and Shield, you have a few more months until that game comes out. That is plenty of time, even if you haven't played in years. Join the Discord. Start talking in there. We have a huge, like I said, active community of players that are always trying to get better. They're very helpful. They do trades. They do we always play like practice games with each other, and I think it's actually like a really good spot for people that want to learn a lot about the competitive scene in like a safe, welcoming place. Because I really do feel that's what it is. I've been in other Pokemon Discords, and a lot of people are like really negative, and they really try to like build themselves up by tearing others down, and that doesn't really happen in our Discord. And let me see if I have any other closing statements. A little about closing statements. Yeah, going back to your original comments. After hearing my statement, right? And saying that no matter what your dreams are, this doesn't even have to apply to Pokemon. This could apply to pretty much anything anyways. But like, what your dream was in those original comments, did my little video here about saying you actually need to take the steps to put your dream into like reality, did that help? I think it actually, that's one thing that helped me when I was actually like starting to become really good. Like, you know, I had always been like a really good singles player, and when I wanted to switch over to VGC, I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to top cut a regional. I said that like my first season, and I did. So like, shout outs to me. I'm so good, right? But the amount of work that I put in, like, at the end of the day, it wasn't like, I hope that I can top cut a regional. It's like, I went to like that one regional and I top cut the shit out of it because like, who else was going to top cut that regional? Nah, it was me. I put in way more work than everyone else. I put in the time. I knew exactly what I needed to do to win. And when you are that prepared for something, when you make winning like that a requirement, when you make it like a base requirement for what you need to do, you'll get it. Like, if that's how the winners need to think. And I don't want to create a situation where there's like winners and losers and it's all try hard. Like, I was having a blast the whole time, but I knew immediately going to that tournament that I was going to absolutely like dumpster everybody. And I did. And because like I do that almost every regional, where like if I am prepared and ready, I have the confidence, you know, based on like my like work ethic going into a regional. And I could probably make a video talking about like things you need to do to prepare for a regional. I'll probably make that video soon. If you guys want to see something like that, you could also leave a comment in the comments below. But I could leave a comment saying, or I could make a video on that at some point in the future. But hopefully you guys like this video. Remember, if you guys want to do stuff, you actually have to take the steps to make it a reality. People that say, I want to do this, and then like they don't practice, or they practice with like really bad stuff that can't help them become better players, those players are just like gonna get further and further away. And you don't have to be like that. You can take the steps to get closer and closer, close that gap, and eventually overtake the players that are super casual about it, because we have a ton of time until Sword and Shield comes out. There's enough time to do anything. So I've been rambling on long enough. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments if you guys liked the video. And yeah, subscribe, because I never asked you guys to do that ever. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.